might go as far to say this might be one of my favorite lines that I've heard in this anime season. Just the whole idea that all humans are basically sick in their own ways, and how we go from this, like, peeping Tom plotline, which I had my suspicions she was doing it herself, but I wasn't quite expecting the detective work of Ko over here to basically understand that because, well, maybe he was a little too horny because he understood that, well, there wasn't enough upskirts, and maybe he was a little too professional. But I love the fact that, you end what should have been more drama in probably any other show, and something I've complimented countless times in these reviews is that, all things considered, Call of the Night has drama, but it never lets the drama last longer than, like, an episode. And if there's going to be some form of cliffhanger that feels like they're trying to make you worried or feel like you're more anxious, things are going to work out in a way that's not going to be explosive, but more so, it's just a rocky road of growing up, and the whole idea of, literally, it's perfect, right? You're working in a maid cafe. Maid cafes are designed to basically be like that master-servant relationship, so the customers, they go for the thing that they're paying for, and that is the experience of having cute girls wait over you, or cute boys wait over for you if you go in the reverse with those cafes, right? And the fact that the people working there, they have to enjoy it, otherwise there's other jobs they could get where they don't have to dress up as a maid and basically call people that they would never date master. So it's almost a mutual agreement thing, and yes, it's technically sick, but I love the fact that rather than just criticizing the whole maid cafe culture, instead, it ends with, we all have our own fetishes. We all have our own weird aspects about our lives, and in general, every single damn human is a weirdo in their own way. It's just, what you consider weird will be different than another person what they considered weird. But I think if everyone accepted that everyone's goddamn weird in their own way, the world, we'd be singing Kumbaya, singing harmony, holding hands, and we'd probably have world peace, but obviously we butt heads and we see where it really gets us. But I thought, rather than ending in like an explosive I quit scene, which she attempted, it's just like, yeah, it's maybe weird, but hell, I'm weird for working here. I thirst for that kind of like exposure, people boasting me up and treating me like I'm special. No surprise you got a little jealous and wanted people to show you that you were still attractive or still desirable, because I kind of stole the #1 spot. And I like the fact that they did it in such a bold way that no other show would have went this direction. They would have been like, you shouldn't do that. You should care about your body more. You're not just an object to be glared at. You're a person. And, obviously she doesn't have issues with those things. It's just she wants to feel desirable. And obviously those seductive photos are what made her. And the fact that she was even like commended and now can share them with other people that are her friends, like it's a take that you don't see anime go with, because it's usually like a moral lesson of treat yourself with more respect, or don't be a weirdo, conform to norms. And this show's like, no, we're all weird. Ko's a weirdo. He's sneaking off at night to play with a vampire and not go to school. I'm weird for basically everything I do with my vampirism life. And yeah, you're working at a maid cafe. What better way to expose the truth is that we're all goddamn weirdos. And maybe some people won't like that message. Maybe some people say, no, it is weird, or no, they should treat each other with more respect for their bodies. I'm all for this. I'm just saying, hey, what I might consider weird will be different than what so-and-so considers weird. And all things considered, we're so different. Everyone's so unique in their own ways. And the fact that they went with it was a good punch, right? It was like holy shit, I didn't expect a show like this, which already proved to be quality, to even elevate itself a bit more with that kind of like, it's a moral lesson without trying to change someone. Maybe go about it not in a lying way, just kind of be proud of what you're doing, sort of a thing. And I thought that was so great because throughout the episode, for a vampire maid cafe, not all of them are vampires, but I mean, the title of the cafe, you literally have 2 vampires working in it. It's just great to see how differently it's built compared to normal cafes, because all things considered, you have Nazna, she would be perfect. Like, if you were to put this in like a real maid cafe setting, most of them are kind of like girly, they're very like master, but Nazna is the type of like the oddball character, the oddball person who working at a maid cafe would be the dick to you, and there's a target audience for that. We've seen it in anime before. They kind of like take the piss on it, and they just kind of, they have fun with the concept. But Nazna being the klutz, not remembering her lines, maybe being a bit more of a dick to people, I thought this is great, and just seeing how she broke the mold, and which in return caused someone who's usually very bubbly, very positive, yes master, let me go get your drink, to snap in the middle of the cafe, which caused a lot of eyes to be like, wait a second, what's going on? But it's really great. Like, there was definitely some romantic, some flustered undertones, stuffing our boy in a locker with some big melons pushing up against him. This boy, for literally comparing where he was at in episode 1 to where he's at now with episode 10, the man has done quite well for himself, all things considered. And like he says, if he doesn't make it as a vampire, detective work is going to be his calling, probably specifically with the peeping toms, because he can definitely crack the case if it's actually a peeping tom or not. Though we haven't seen his skills if it actually was a peeping tom, how lucky he would be at actually catching said perpetrator, but I guess, let him have the W, right? Let him have that moral victory, even though, all things considered, it was, a kid with no sexual experience who now is getting a little more flustered, who could maybe lock into those details that someone who's not as sexually frustrated maybe wouldn't. I think All of the Nights definitely proved to be one of the more entertaining shows of the season. It's refreshing, it's fun, and just the fact that they're having fun spicing up the setting. We had karaoke last week, MAID Cafe this week. I thought it was actually clever because I thought the main thing that would be the main income for Nazna would be the whole massage business, because if you rewind some episodes back, I thought she would just get more into that. Maybe Ko would be like her assistant, but it seems like maybe that would have been a one-time thing, or maybe it'll pop up every so often throughout the story. But I think it makes sense because the pay is good. It lets Nazna kind of just let loose and have fun. So it kind of makes sense that vampires, especially people who like easy money, like being fawned over, want to find maybe potential clients that they can suck their blood before obviously moving on. It just makes sense that she would work there, and I thought it was a clever way to kind of make it seem like, because even though she's a vampire, she still has bills to pay, she still has financial responsibilities, and given the fact that they're now going on more date-like activities, they're obviously going to need more money, which Cope probably isn't going to be able to provide. So the whole MAID Cafe business seems to be like a great place, while also being like a little hub that they can connect with from time to time. And it's fun to see how they're spicing up the formula, going from just the open streets at the dead of night, seeing best drunks almost every episode, to now actually having these more interesting settings take place, and just once again showing the beauty of the Call of the Night, how it just really lets this world open up in ways that normally you won't see in a busy, overcrowded, populated situation where cars are honking their horn, people are getting pissed off because they can't cross the sidewalk, right? But then you just have these amazing situations here that you can, in any other show, make way more drama-filled, but Peeping Tom's storyline actually kind of was a weirdly, oddly wholesome, if not weird, but as they say, all humans are kind of weird, right? But of course, as always, thoughts and feelings down below, and if you got any theories on where maybe the character pairings might go in the future, do let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. Until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.